Hi, students. So today's lesson, we're going to continue to talk about where are you from, right? How we ask for and give personal information to people, right? Personal information meaning things like our name, where we live, that kind of thing that are about us, right? Personal. Okay, so first let's look at this right here. These are identification cards, and we want to look at them and complete the chart. So we want to complete the chart. So let's first start by looking and reading, right? So you'll see that the personal identification cards are set up with the last name as the first and the first name as the last name. Right? That's kind of confusing. Sorry if it's confusing. So, right, we have our last name and then we have our first name. Sometimes we write the last name number one and the first name number two. And you can tell by right here where it says last, and then above it, it says the name first. That means this is the first name and this is the last name. So this first one, the last name is Kim, first name is Henry. So it wants us to fill out what's going on. So let's look at this. So the first name here is Henry. The last name, though, is Kim. So we'll write that. The last name is Kim. Now we want to look at the city. So the word city is right here. So we look above it and it says Bangkok, right? Bangkok. Okay. Next one is it wants us to write the country. And we can see that the country says right here, and then right above it, it says Thailand. So we write Thailand. So first name Henry, last name Kim, city Bangkok, country Thailand. Okay. All right. Now let's do the next one. So the last name is Ito, right? So we'll write that down, Ito. And the first name is Takashi, right? Takashi. Now the city, it says, is Tokyo. So let's write that, Tokyo. And the country is Japan. Japan. Okay, now number 3, let's look. Let's look for the first name. So this is the last name. We want the first name. So we'll do Antonio, right? We write Antonio for the last name. Or first name, for the first name, sorry. The last name is Conti, C-O-N-T-I. And sometimes when you're talking to people and you're trying to get their information and you read their name, but you don't know how to say it, what you can do is ask them, how do you say your name? Or if they say their name and you don't know how to spell it, right? You're just like, I don't know what that name is. You can ask them, can you spell your name, please? Right? So you can get them to spell out the name. Oh, my last name is C-O-N-T, right? Okay, so the city, where is Antonio from? It says he's from Parma, and the country is Italy. Next one we'll look at is number 4, right? So first name first is Marco. Last name is Gutierrez. Don't know if I'm saying that well or right, but it's spelled Gutierrez. And Marco is from the city he's from is Mexico City. Mexico City, and the country is Mexico. Okay, so that is personal information, right? How we look at personal information. Now we can use this to make sentences in English, right? We can be asked, where is Henry from? So we can look up and we can say, oh, Henry, he is from Thailand. He's from Bangkok, Thailand, right? What is Marco's last name? Marco's last name is Gutierrez or Gutierrez. Where is Antonio from? Antonio is from Parma, Italy. What is Mr. Ito's first name? Now remember, Mr. Is the way we talk about just other people in a polite way in English, right? People say Mr. or Ms., right? It's kind of like I think this kind of the same as in Spanish is like señor, señora, right? It's how you talk about people who are older, teachers, or sometimes you just use it to talk about people if you don't know them. It's kind of polite, right? Not so much anymore. It used to be really important. Right. But now most people, at least in the US, and in a lot of places where you work, people just go by their first name. They don't mind if you say, oh, this is this person's name, Marco, instead of being like, oh, Henry, instead of saying, oh, Mr. Kim, right? It just depends on what you're doing, who you're talking to. If you're in hospitality, so if you are somebody who works at the front desk at a hotel, right? People usually refer to people who are checking in. They say, oh, Mr. or Mrs. Takashi, right? Mr. or Ms. Conti, Mr. or Mrs. Kim, right? But you don't have to worry about it too much with Mr. or Mrs. But Mr. Ito's first name is Takashi. Okay, so what should we do next? Let's look at, we'll skip you can do this if you want on your own. It says, look at the information in the box and complete the chart. So it just wants you to look at all of these words in the box and to put them in the right section, right? So the word married is something about marital status. So you would write it under here. 75 years old is age. So you would write it here. And England is a country. So you'd write it right here. So you can go through all of these words. I'll read them. So this first one is married, single, 75 years old, 33 years old, Russia, England, divorced, 15, and China. So you can look at all those words, write them down, try to figure out, is this a country? Is this an age? Is it a marital status, right? Okay, so you can do that on your own. And then this one, we're just going to read the chart, right? Kind of like we learned in the lesson the other day, right? We have our subject, I, he, she, we, you, they, right? Or we can use people's names, right? When you're talking about he or she, right? Or they, right? Third person, singular. You can say, oh, she, Sarah is 35. Mark is 22. They are from Argentina, right? They are from Mexico, right? Okay. So you have to have a subject, I, he, she, we, you, they, right? And you can use people's names if you want, but we can use pronouns as well. The next thing we need is we have our subject. The next thing we need is a form of be, right? Which is am, is, or are. Am is always with I am. He is, she is, always together. And it is always with that as well. We, you, they have are. So we are, you are, they are, right? And then you can say the information, right? They are 43 years old. They are single. They are from Argentina. They are from Russia. They are married, right? So you can talk about age, where they're from, if they're married, how old they are, right? So you can talk about all of that to make a full, complete sentence in English, right? I am 43 years old. He is single. She is from Argentina. We are single. You are married. They are from Russia, right? So you can put those together to make the sentence, the subject, the form of be, and then the information that you need, right? Okay, so this next part is going to be practice with, we're going to practice doing, using am, is, or are, right? So if it says, here, I'll scoot in a bit more. If it says she is from San Diego, right? We use is. But what if we use they from Chicago? Do we use is, am, or are? Use are. They are from Chicago. You married. Is it you am married? You is married? It's you are. So you can pause the video, read through each one, and choose for your on your own if it's am, is, or are. It might be helpful to remember, right, the chart, the subject, the form of be, am, is, or are, and then the information, right? And then which ones have to go with each other, right? So you can pause the video now, do that on your own, and then come back and you can go through the answers with me. So you can pause the video now or keep watching. Okay, so John is from Honduras. Why do we do that? Because John, we could say he. It's one person, right? That isn't me, right? That isn't I. It's one person that is not me. So we use he, she, or you can use they for one third person singular. Third person meaning person that is not you, right? Right? That's not I. So we could say he is, John is from Honduras. Jennifer and I. So Jennifer, I'm talking about one person, but I'm also talking about I, right? So if you're talking about somebody and I, you say we, right? And we goes with are. We are from the US. The students. Now this one could be tricky. The students. It says the students. The students with the S, plural, means more than one. So when we use more than one, right, we can say they. They, the students, are from Cuba. Next one, we say are. We are 35 years old, right? My husband and I, my wife and I are 35 years old. Now this one says I. Remember, I is the only one that uses am. I am divorced, right? He is 12 years old. My son, he is 12 years old. Pedro and Maria. Now, since it's two people and it's people that there's no I, right? So we would say they, Pedro and Maria, they are married, right? Annabelle, right? Just one person, he, she, they, right? Annabelle is divorced, right? The teacher, right? They, right? Because we don't know, is it he or she? We don't know. They didn't say, or they asked to use the pronoun they. You could say the teacher, they are from the, the teacher is, what am I doing? The teacher, they, you could say they are from Canada, or you'd say the teacher is from Canada. Okay. Next one that we'll do, let's see. Okay, let me get rid of this. All right, so it wants you to circle the correct answers. So let me get a little pen out to draw. Okay, where are you from? This is to figure out the kind of correct way to use it, right? Do you say I am from China, I'm China, or I are from China? Now we know it's A because I am from China. The am is what we need because it uses I. So I am, and we need, this one's I'm, which is I am, but we need to say from China. We can't say I'm China because that makes it sound like that is your name, right? I'm China. I'm Allison, right? So you need to say from to say, okay, that's where the place that I used to live in the past, right? I did live in China. Next one, are they single, married, or divorced? They are married, they is married, or they am married. The answer is they are married, right? How old are Aaron and Rob? Aaron is 60 and Rob are 50. Aaron and Rob are 50. Aaron and Rob is 60. So since it's two people, we can use they, right? So we can say Aaron and Rob, they are 50. Oh, I kind of went out of order, but how old is Roberto? He am 33 years old, he are 33 years old, or he is 33 years old. It's he is, right? We put he with is. He is 33 years old. Where are Melissa and Henry from? They, right? Melissa and Henry are, they are from, so you want to say Melissa are from the United States and Henry are from Korea. Now, Melissa is only one person and Henry is only one person. So we wouldn't use Melissa are from the United States and Henry are from Korea. You'd say Melissa is from the United States and Henry is from Korea. Okay. Next part is, let's see. Use the chart to make up a sentence to say to a partner. So this part you can do on your own, right? So this is information, name, marital status, age, country, that you can say, oh, Margarita is married. Margarita is 35. Or you can say Casper and Margarita they are from Guatemala, right? You can also write sentences about you, right? So try writing some sentences or just speaking about you. I am from, my name is, I am married, right? I am single. I am 25 years old. I am 35 years old. I am 47 years old, right? I am from Canada, right? You can say all these sentences. So just kind of practice saying it, practice reading some of the answers and saying them out loud to practice, I am, he is, she is, it is, they are, you are, we are, right? So that's it for this lesson today, and I'll see you next time.